In this video, I'm going to show you some basic ways to add more contrast to your photos. This is a very low contrast photograph. It doesn't have any real dark blacks. It doesn't have any really light whites. It doesn't have detail in its shadows, and it doesn't have detail in its highlights. And so it basically overall has mostly middle gray tones. Well, there are two simple ways in Photoshop that we can add more contrast. They are both adjustment layers, which on the bottom of your layer palette is this half black, half white circle, and that's where our adjustment layers are. The first one I'm going to show you is levels. So we can go up to levels. And here we have a histogram. It's like a bar graph that literally shows you how many black pixels, how many very dark gray, medium gray, light gray, and then white pixels you have. And as you see, we have no black pixels here, and we have no white pixels here. We only have middle grays. Well, the first and simplest way to add more contrast is to just take these little triangles and drag them in. So here we added in some black, and now we'll add in some white. And we've added a lot of contrast to the photo. I like to think of these as little mountain climbers, and I bring them to the edge of the mountain, the black one and the white one, to the edge of the mountain. This one in the middle is your gray tones, and so you can shift those lighter and darker to where it looks good to you. So that is the first way that you can adjust the lightness and darkness and all the range of different tones in your picture. So I'm going to throw that out and now show you that you can also do it with curves. When curves pops up, we see one bar here going from white all the way down to black, and we see that histogram again. So you can actually use curves much like levels, where if I took this little corner, I could drag it in, and I could take this mountain climber and drag it in. And that essentially does the same thing that we did in levels. But you can use it in other ways as well, such as here we have this line going across. You can actually click and add in points and individually bring those points up or down to make the picture look how you want it to be. A lot of times people will make it into this kind of S curve. It's easy though to kind of go too far and do something strange, but maybe you want to play around with that. So again, the two ways that we change contrast is with adjustment layers, with either levels or with curves. The reason that we do them as adjustment layers is because it is non-destructive. If I ever want to get back to my regular photo that I started out with, all I have to do is turn this off, and there it is underneath. Or I could throw this out and start all over again. So adding an adjustment layer does not destroy your original photo. It just adds a layer on top that tells Photoshop, I want to view this kind of through this filter, almost like a filter in Instagram. If you have any questions, let me know.